In 1991, Honda built a $60,000 supercar. That was 4 times the price of an Accord. But the NSX handled better than a Ferrari 348. It cost $40,000 less, and unlike the Ferrari, you could drive it every single day without something breaking. It forced the entire European supercar industry to rethink how they built cars. These are 8 weird facts about the 1991 Honda NSX that even fans don't know. Number 8. The 23-step paint job. Most cars in 1991 got primer, base coat, clear coat, and that was it. The NSX went through 23 individual steps. Because the body was aluminum, Honda applied an aircraft-grade chromate coating to protect against corrosion before any color went on. Then they used a waterborne base coat instead of standard solvent-based paint, which gave the NSX a noticeably deeper, more vivid finish. It is one reason a well-maintained 1991 NSX can still look factory-fresh today. Number 7. The project started with a hatchback cut in half. In 1984, Honda engineers sliced a Honda City hatchback in 2, bolted the engine behind the driver's seat, and drove it around the company parking lot. Those laps in a chopped-up economy car convinced Honda leadership to pursue a real mid-engine sports car. It sparked the chain of events that led to the HPX concept with Pininfarina, and eventually to the production NSX. A parking lot joyride in a butchered city. That is the origin story of Japan's first supercar. Number 6. The cockpit was designed after a fighter jet. Most supercars in the late 1980s had terrible visibility. Tiny windows, massive blind spots, cabins that felt like sitting inside a mailbox. Lead designer Shigeru Uehara studied the cockpit of the American F-16 fighter jet and borrowed its cab-forward layout. The driver sits well ahead of the engine under a glass canopy, providing around 311 degrees of visibility. While Ferrari drivers were guessing what was in their blind spots, NSX owners could see everything. Number 5. First production car with an all-aluminum body. Before the NSX, no production car had ever used an all-aluminum semi-monocoque chassis. Honda looked at what Shinkansen bullet trains were doing with aluminum and decided their supercar deserved the same treatment. It saved roughly 440 pounds compared with a steel equivalent, with the aluminum suspension shaving off another 44 pounds on top of that. The Ferrari 348, which the NSX was built to beat, still used pressed steel. Ferrari would not catch up until the 360 Modena in 1999, 8 years later. Number 4. Ayrton Senna told Honda their prototype felt fragile. In February 1989, 3-time Formula One world champion Ayrton Senna took the NSX prototype around Honda's Suzuka circuit, reportedly in loafers and white socks. The engineers expected praise. Instead, Senna said he felt the car was a little fragile. Honda went back to work for 8 more months. They ran an exhausting process at the Nürburgring, where driver Satoru Nakajima would complete laps, identify flex points, and engineers would hand-weld aluminum braces to the chassis. The data went back to Japan and was fed into a Cray supercomputer. By the end, chassis stiffness had increased by 50% with barely any weight gain. One comment from a man in loafers fundamentally changed the car. If you are finding this useful, hit subscribe. We cover classic cars like this every week. Number 3. The engine had fighter jet materials inside it. The NSX's C30AV6 was the first production car engine ever built with titanium connecting rods. Before 1991, titanium connecting rods only existed in racing engines. That weight savings in the rotating assembly allowed Honda to push the red line to 8,300 revolutions per minute in a road car. The NSX was also the first production car with an electronic drive-by-wire throttle. Gordon Murray later admitted he copied it directly for the McLaren F1. Number 2. Every single one was basically hand-built. Honda built the NSX at a purpose-made facility staffed by 200 hand-picked workers, each with at least 10 years of assembly experience. Every engine was assembled start to finish by a single technician, and every car was driven at maximum speed onto Chigi's high-banked oval before delivery. Over 15 years, Honda built exactly 18,685 NSX. Fewer than 9,000 reached the United States. Compare that to the hundreds of thousands of Porsche 911s built in the same period, and you understand why clean examples keep climbing in value. Number 1. It is the reason the McLaren F1 exists. Gordon Murray tested every benchmark supercar while developing the McLaren F1. The Ferrari F40, the Bugatti EB110, the Jaguar XJ220. None delivered what he wanted. Then he drove an NSX prototype at Honda's Tochigi Research Center. Murray said that the moment he drove it, every other benchmark car vanished from his mind. He bought his own NSX and drove it daily for nearly 7 years. Throughout the McLaren F1's entire development, the NSX was the constant benchmark for ride quality and handling. Murray even traveled to Tochigi twice asking Honda to build the F1's engine, a 4.5-litre V10 or V12. Honda turned him down both times. The McLaren F1 ended up with a BMW V12 instead. If Honda had said yes, the greatest supercar ever built would have had a Honda engine. If you found that fun, please subscribe to support us. We'll see you in the next one.